and I'm going to go and get my drink. Back in a bit. In fact, I've got an even better idea. Let's put the kettle on and have a cup of tea. Oh boy, because this one, there is a fair bit to dissect on both of the stories as per in the title. Very important, this actually. I'm going to need the milk as well. So, here we go. Nice full jug. Just like the jugs I've got here, but hey. At least I can laugh about it at the end of the day. I don't have any coffee, so that's why I'm having tea. But of course, you didn't come here to find out what brew I'm having. So, let's dive into this in about half a minute, and then I will hold no bars back on this one, because as I said in the quick 5-minute video I uploaded this morning, as I just woke up after 5 fucking hours sleep, let me tell you, that was not nice. I have to discuss on this, quite frankly. So, Donald Trump, first and foremost, because, I mean, let's face it, he's always going to be much more important than humza useless. I mean useless. Well, maybe I was right first time. Because what happened with Donald Trump is basically someone tried to assassinate him. A gunman by the name of Thomas Matthew Crooks. And I must admit, I was a bit confused with the last name at first because I thought it was Cooks. But no, it is Thomas Matthew Crooks. A white man, and to be fair, I don't care if the gunman is white, black, green, blue, silver, gold, whatever, or if he's a Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, whatever. The man's a piece of shit. And I am glad that the Secret Service was able to take out the trash, as it were. Namely, him. So, at least we got that much going for us. But what happened was Thomas Matthew Crooks came into the rally, basically on top of the roof of a building, one of the shops, and I believe the guy tried to tell the police this, that he was on the top of the roof with a rifle. It was, I believe it was a .22 caliber rifle, and there were some people who were even saying he wasn't shot. Even worse, there were some people who were huffing their copium and saying that this was all staged. Can you really stage an assassination? I mean, I suppose it is technically possible, but generally speaking, I find it very hard to believe that that's an actual possibility. Like the possibility of getting this tea down my gob in about 4 minutes. Anyway, this guy went onto the roof, shot many times. Unfortunately, one of the audience members was hit and killed alongside this, with Donald Trump's receiving a wound to his ear. But he stood up in defiance, the absolute fucking madman. He was like, no, wait a minute, ah! Like fucking Chad. It was quite amazing to see, actually, and it just shows the resilience of this man more than anything. It shows the fact that he can be shot and still keep going. You know what it reminds me of? There was another president that was shot, if I recall correctly. Was it Franklin D. Roosevelt or was it Teddy Theodore? I can't remember off the top of my head. But I do know there was an American president that was shot, and he still continued to take his speech, quite frankly. Now, I don't blame Donald Trump for wanting to get the hell out of there, or for his Secret Service to want to get him out of there, because obviously the Prime Minister's safety is the most important thing. Sorry, the President. I always get the two mixed up. But essentially, Donald Trump did get wounded. He left the hospital, I think, the very same day. And he's already issued a statement on this, which I will probably have to go and look up more than anything. But I would expect him to say like this. The way I look at it is that first they fought him, then they tried to place him in jail, now they've tried to kill him. Now Trump's won. That's what it boils down to. They couldn't beat him in politics, so they resorted to cheating during the election. Then they tried to put him in jail over charges which they basically still haven't proven. And now they tried to kill him. Would any legitimate people do that? I would say not. And bear in mind that Joe Biddy Biden, I should call him, actually tried to get his Secret Service bodyguards taken away. This should tell you something. The fact that he tried to have Trump's protection removed should tell you everything that you need to know. It scares me to think if Biden had his way and he had no protection, Trump could be dead right now. I mean, the only thing that's really saved Trump's life, let's face it, is the fact that Matthew Crooks, or Thomas Matthew Crooks, I should say, was a shit shot. Better luck next time, lefties. Maybe you'll get someone in who actually has a bit more fucking aim. Hopefully not, because you're not going to get rid of Trump that easy. That's the way I look at it, at least. Of course, it's still a reprehensible attack. And the one thing I will at least give credit to Joe Biden on, he at least condemned it, if nothing else. Now, time for the fun bit. Getting this damn bag out of the tea. Right. Because obviously he had to at this point. He had to be shown as containing it because he didn't want to lose what little face he already has left. Though, to be fair, I think his wife's even worse for forcing him into this shit. He's clearly not suitable for standing for election. He still chooses to stand or is forced to stand by his wife. Which, in and of itself, should tell you something. But as long as President Trump is alive and well, that's all I care about. Even Keir the Tool Starmer came out and said that he condemned this kind of shit. Which is a very good thing, of course, because obviously it's never nice when someone has an assassination attempt on them. I mean, it would be scary even for somebody like me. Ah, that is a good brew. Oh, that's some good shit there. But at the end of the day, we should all be thankful that, as I said, this man was a shit shot. But it scares me to think, what if he wasn't? We'd be looking at a dead Trump. And I think this would have caused a violent revolution in the United States, in my honest opinion. Thankfully, that guy's dead now. And to that I say amen. But my heart goes out to the family of the poor soul who was lost on that day. Now for Humza Yousaf. This guy, it turns out, I've actually looked this up as of like 10, 15 minutes ago. But basically, he was found to have now got an investigation going into him because apparently he donated £250,000 of our taxpayers' money to a relief charity. I believe it was the United... Oh, I'm trying to remember the fucking name of it now. My memory's terrible. But it went to basically a Gaza relief and aid organization, which, frankly, why the fuck is he embezzling our money into helping them? And last time I checked, Gaza were supporters of terrorism, supporters of Hamas, supporters of genocide. So, on this potential basis, shouldn't Humza Yousaf now be arrested for supporting terrorism? I put the question there. Humza Yousaf should be arrested for supporting terrorism. But of course, the mainstream media won't tell you this. You know the drill, folks. Say it with me. It doesn't suit the narrative. If anyone else did this, if for example, Tommy Robinson's group was considered a terrorist group or far right or whatever, and it was illegal to give him aid, I guarantee you anybody supporting him would be arrested just like that. But since it's Gaza, since it's Palestine, nobody bats an eye. That's sad. Humza Yousaf, the traitor, supporting terrorism, wanting to bring down hate crime laws on the country, for basically having an opinion. Make of that what you will. But then, Humza Yousaf was always going to be crap because they put him in to tick a box rather than is he competent enough? And that's really all any role should be down to. I'm not saying that Humza Yousaf is crap as a leader of Scotland because he's a Muslim. I'm saying he's crap because he's a crap fucking person, bluntly speaking. Exactly the same logic as Sadiq Khan. Exactly the same logic as Rishi-Washy Sunak. The same fucking logic that I will use when Keir the Tool Starmer ends up being the useless sack of shit that we already know that he is. Humza Yousaf should be in jail now, though, unequivocally, because of the fact he sent 250 grand to a Gaza relief and aid charity. I know some people will say, oh, but are we not supposed to help people out? That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying, however, is we should be looking very carefully into the people we are sending this money to. Remember, as I said, these pro-Palestinians, the people who support Gaza, actively support terrorism. The people in Gaza are getting aid from places like Egypt and Iran, who are now invading, they're raiding Israel. But this is something, of course, the mainstream media don't want to talk to you about. Because at the end of the day, they know that these people are the real ones committing war crimes, not the people in Israel who are defending themselves. And let me be clear, I am completely against the killing of innocent civilians. But the trouble is, as I've said many times before, as far as Israel is concerned, is that, not Israel, as far as Gaza is concerned and any Islamic country, is that Islam knows psychological warfare very, very well. They know damn well how to pull on the heartstrings. They know that they can do that by basically having their bases in schools, for example, or sending out women and children to do their dirty work, and they don't care if they die. And then if they do die, they run the narrative of, oh, the Israeli Defense Force, they've bombed innocent women and children. So I know how they work. Islam is a disgusting death cult. And the way I look at it, anybody who is giving support to the Gazans, whether it be through sending them money through terrorist means or through charities, unfortunately, you're still supporting terrorism, and ultimately, you should be in jail. Now, if it was these people were innocent, they just wanted to live their lives, they wanted to be free from genuine oppression, obviously my stance would be completely different, because obviously I'd be seeing their plight as a genuine one. But unfortunately, Gazans and Islam in general loves to play the victim card. They love to play the victim card because they know full well if people knew their true intentions, do you think they'd be supporting them? Don't. I sure as shit don't, because I know what their true agenda is. Worldwide caliphate. Again, the mainstream media don't want to talk about that. And they won't ever want you to know that Humza Useless should be in jail. I cannot stress this enough. I cannot stress enough how much that man needs to be in jail for taking taxpayer money while in power and donating it to terrorist sympathizing wankers. That's the way I look at that particular segment. But anybody who missed the first bit and what have you, basically Donald Trump was attacked yesterday in Butler, Pennsylvania by one NPC known as Thomas Matthew Crooks, who has basically given Donald Trump a golden ticket now to win presidency in the next upcoming election. Because nobody likes to see somebody being bullied. People certainly don't want to see prime ministers getting attacked or assassinated, or the attempted assassination of a prime minister or president or whatever. I think this gunman has actually been a blessing in disguise, to be a bit of devil's advocate here. Because as much as it's reprehensible as this fucker has done his attempt to kill Donald Trump, he has effectively handed Donald Trump the keys to the White House, quite frankly. He was, of course, wounded, got a bullet in his ear, but outside of that, the man's fine. Outside of that, they didn't really do what they were intending to do, thankfully. The use of a .22 caliber rifle at that range, well, you're not exactly going to do serious life-threatening damage unless you hit him in the brain, which I guess was what he was going for, but at least Donald Trump is alive, and that's all that really matters to him as far as that's concerned. But that's all I've got for you for this particular stream, because I only really wanted to talk about those two things specifically. So I thank anybody who's tuning in right now, and obviously anybody who's watching the VOD. Appreciate you providing your views and your supports more than anything. And as always, I wish you all a good morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are in the world. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye for now.